Okay, we have Curtis here who is part of our program in Kingdom Area Academy. He is having an issue. I mean, he's getting leads in. So leads are coming in, offers are going out the door. And he has no problem getting the leads. So the issue is the negotiation piece, okay? So first and foremost, how are you getting leads coming in? Because a lot of people are struggling with just that part where they're not finding leads. So Curtis, how are you actually getting one or two offers out the door every single day? Like what are you doing as far as marketing, finding the leads? How are you doing it?
Okay. So I'm using Facebook Marketplace and Zillow as two of the marketing avenues that you have recommended that we do. And so I reach out to at least like 30 people via text message. So I'm sending text messages out to the rent section of people that's already looking to rent their properties. So
So Facebook Marketplace, you're hitting the for rents, and
yeah,
then Zillow, you're hitting the for rents.
yes.
Okay. So for those struggling to find leads, would you say it's pretty simple to find leads?
Yeah, it's more than enough on there.
Okay, gotcha. So leads are there. So you see that I just went on Facebook Marketplace, went to property rentals, and there's within this is downtown Chicago, there's probably thousands of for rent that you can call. Then same with Zillow, if you just go for rent in your market where you're at, you can see there's probably going to be thousands. So I'm in Orange County, Florida, so 2,800 leads to call. That's a lot. So if you're struggling for leads, that shouldn't be an issue. That should actually never be an issue because you have for rent, you have for sale by owner, you have PropWire with multi-million, hundreds of millions of leads to call. So that should never be an issue. So where Curtis is struggling is the negotiation piece. So he's got leads coming in. So I think you sent me a text and you're like, hey Russell, these people want to check my credit and want to do all this and they want your Airbnb experience. And I text Curtis back. I'm like, Curtis, are they accepting your offer you submitted? And he told me he didn't even submit the offer yet. I'm like, okay, so don't waste any of your time. Like, don't waste your time sending your credit report, sending your reputation on Airbnb, which you can use ours, unless they're like moving forward, they want the offer, right? So because that'll be like a waste of time to do all that, right? And then you were struggling with just the negotiation piece, right? So uh like we were talking about just a few minutes ago, is that you were just making for rent to own offers and not the cash offer. So every lead, even though it's for rent, you just want to basically put them into the CRM in the funnel, and you definitely want to make the cash. I would always start with a cash offer because it's the best one. You can get paid in a couple weeks. Like you can go from no money today and 2 weeks later you got 10 grand in your bank account, right? So the the cash offer is always the best, even though they have it for rent. I would just lead and say, hey, I am an invest. We are investors in the area. We work with investors. We're looking to make cash offers on properties. Um, and if they say, no, I don't want to sell my property, I just want to rent it, then you can just say, hey, are you open to like a rent to own or potentially Airbnb? But I would always lead with the cash offer, okay? So instead of like ignoring the cash offer, the for rent section, what you should be doing is just putting them through the funnel and then making that cash offer. And if that doesn't work, you want to go into the so I'm in a lead here. I just want to pull up this one's already completed. So that's good. I just want to pull up the offers really quick. If we just go to email and we just go for offers, letter of intent. So you should just kind of lead with this where it's kind of a in order, right? The cash offer is first, second offer is sandwich rent to own. And it's in order because you're gonna make the most money and the most profit in this order. Okay. So tell me about your struggle with talking to sellers. Like what is when your leads come in, what are you doing exactly? Like, tell me the steps. So you have a lead that says, I want an offer. What are you doing from there?
Okay, so after a lead comes in and they want to offer, I uh, I call them back,
Mm-hmm.
and you what I have been doing, I have not been doing a cash offer, so I usually go right
That's the
into
biggest mistake because
yeah,
the cash offer is always going to be the best. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So no matter what, every lead, so every lead that comes in, this is how you should kind of put it in your head. Every lead that comes in, if the property is not livable, it's a gut rehab, you're going to make a cash offer only and the option offer. That's it. You only have those two options. Now, if the property is in great condition, move-in ready, you can make all the offers, right? You can make the rent to own offer. So if a lead comes in, property is in great condition, ready to be rented out, which it sounds like that's what most leads are coming in for you, you
yeah,
can make all the offers. But I do, you know, for Airbnb, you kind of want to be in a decent neighborhood. We don't want to be in a rough area where it's dangerous at night. So the Airbnb option might be off the table depending on the neighborhood you're making the offer in. Okay. Does that make sense?
yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. But yeah, even though, even though they say I only want a rent to own offer, I would still get on the phone with them and say, hey, I understand you said you only want to do the rent to own offer, but we are investors, so I have to make a cash offer. So would you be anywhere around this ballpark and you maybe make an offer like 100,000, right? So just present it, okay?
Okay,
Yeah, even though they say I don't really want a cash offer. Because you never know if the numbers work, they could accept it, okay?
okay.
So what else are your struggles with negotiating and talking to the sellers?
So after I'll use the example yesterday. I had a buyer. I hadn't did the numbers yet. I just he responded to my text and he preferred to talk over the phone. So we started talking over the phone. We started talking about his property, and
Mm-hmm.
he went into he bought the property. It's to fix and flip. But he put more money in than he anticipated, and then the market interest rates went up, and he was having
Mm-hmm.
a hard time selling it. So he was interested in rent to own. And so we was talking about, I told him about, okay, usually we do about 2 to 3 years. That's negotiable. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we would have to agree on a price. And so he was saying, well, he would want to uh, have a price of like 700,000. This is the number that he wanted because this is what he initially wanted to sell it for.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was saying in 3 years he thinks it would be about 700,000, and he was talking about that he would like, even though I would be bringing a rent to own client to the deal, I wouldn't be moving into it specifically. He was saying that because me and him will have a deal as a rent to own, renting it from him, and then I would turn around and sandwich it to someone else, that he would want me to have a credit he would want to put a credit report on me just because our deal would be initially between me and him. Uh,
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So he wants 700,000. Where are you at in the price with the sandwich offer?
so right now I did the offer and 700. We not. I think it would came out to like 420,000, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you see,
Uh,
you're worried about credit check when it's not even close to being a deal, right? So
yeah,
yeah, just make the offer, submit it, and just tell them like, hey, if we're close, and it sounds like it sounds like it'd be closer to lease option assignment where you're just gonna assign it since that price is like way too high.
yeah,
Yeah. It probably doesn't even work for it most likely doesn't work for the lease option assignment offer either because you're just way too high in the price, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's another, like I said, just submit the offer. Don't worry about credit check or just, only that when you worry about that is like when, the offer is submitted, he goes, "Yes, I like the offer, I want to move forward." Okay, and then we can partner on it with you. They can use you can use our company as far as, our credit and stuff like that. So if we're gonna partner on it, we're there to back you up, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So, you getting so when you are you submitting the offers like over the phone, or are you texting the offer, emailing how are you submitting it exactly?
So normally I talk to them over the phone and then we're talking and then afterwards I would send them the email with the offer on there that we talked about. But we usually converse over the phone first
That's
just to
good.
see because we can talk back and forth like, he might be at a number, I might be at a number, and we can go back and forth. It's just easier to
Yeah.
do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I recommend is doing it over the phone. I understand there are some sellers that, that you can't get a hold of them, you're texting and they can't talk or they just want to email. In that case, if let's say that you can't get a hold of them, I would just submit one offer at a time, either via text or via email, and then wait for their response, right? Don't just send all the offers, just do one at a time and then just follow up until they respond, right? So, but the best thing to do is what you're doing. Do it over the phone because in one shot you can make like all the offers, so you can get an answer on each one on one phone call rather than just sending a text or email and then waiting for a response, right? And only send and after you submit the offers and let's say they reject all your offers, or what are you doing at that point?
At that point, I usually after they rejected them all, I just send the offer to them, and then uh, I need to do better at following up with them. I haven't really follow up with the ones that have rejected all the offers, so I do got to do better at coming back to them maybe a month or so and see
Yeah.
where they see if they even unloaded the property. So I do need to do that.
So you're sending this via email to them after you make all the offers and they reject?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, but I don't follow up with them. Like I got some in my CRM that I've sent them the offer. Uh, they rejected all the offers, and I sent them, the full offer, all the offers I made. But I haven't came come back to them, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, are you going to the edit delete and changing it to follow up?
I need to do that. Yes, I need
Okay.
to. I
Yeah,
need
that,
to.
that that does the automated email follow up. So
Okay.
every month, yeah. So yeah, if they reject it, then just change the status to follow up and via email it will go out like automatically, yeah.
Okay.
And I know you have REI reply, so REI reply you can do the text messaging follow up for long term as well if you want to do the text follow up.
Okay.
Yeah. Um but it's awesome, man. You're getting the leads in, you're talking to people that actually want an offer. It's just I think you need to get everyone in and follow the offer system in the CRM to have some success here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and you're doing good. Yeah, you're talking to them on the phone. You're making the offer over the phone. The one thing is you're skipping the cash offer, so you need to do that with every lead, and just make sure you're following up with them. Yeah, and definitely like if they reject the offers and you just do the monthly follow up once a month. But if there's like you make the offer and they go, I got to think about it, or you make the offer and they don't even respond to you, that should be a daily follow-up. That should be like every day I follow up. Hey, what's going on? I made the offer. What are you thinking? So in that situation, like you make the offer and they go, "Oh, I got to think about it, or I'll call you back about it." What I would do every day is just create a task in the lead. So if you go to activities,
Mhm.
create task,
Okay.
and then I'm going to create a task to call owner, cash offer has not responded. and I'm gonna do that for tomorrow. And I'm gonna do that every single day until I get a response. Okay. So that's the kind of follow-up you should have if like, you made the rent to own offer, the sandwich rent to own, and the owner goes, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Let me talk to my wife, right? And
Mhm.
he's not giving you an answer over the phone. Call him tomorrow and then keep calling him, texting him, saying, hey, what do you think? Until you get a definite no or a definite yes. Of course, if you got a yes, you're gonna send the contract. But if you get a no, then move on to the next offer, right? So if you save this, so I'm just gonna save it really quick. And then you just go to all tasks, and then you'll see your task list of what you got to do today. So I know I got to call this guy today. So I can just go into that lead of what I got to do and then call the lead, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of work off your to-do list here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so appreciate you sharing. So is there anything else like you're being stuck on that I can help on the call, that we can help you with right now?
Uh, right now that what you just told me was good. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Um, I if I hit one of these, so I need to. I got some later follow up times with the people that I need to call back. I wish they was earlier so that I can do a phone call and then you can kind of hear what I was saying and maybe there'll be
Yeah.
some pointers to help me with.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just let me know if you need any help with anything. You can always schedule another Zoom call or just reach out via text or email. And what I would ask as well is like, are you when the for rent section you're getting a lot of realtors and property managers, right?
Yeah, well, not as much as I was. So in the more, so there's a different tab, and one say more where you got more options. I went and put in house rent by owner, so that's taking down
Oh,
a lot of the
at Marketplace or Zillow?
Zillow.
Zillow. So you
So
can
the
go to
more tab, and you go down, you can go down some more. So in the keywords, I put in rent by owner, and so
oh,
that's taking a lot of uh, that's
that's
taking.
that's
So
good.
I go to I put in a house rent house, and then in the more I put rent by owner. So it's still some agents that get in there, but not as much as if
Yeah.
uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
so
if they, you do get a hold of an agent or property manager, just ask them like, hey, is the owner open to a cash offer or an offer to sell, right?
yeah, that's what I do. Yeah,
If they are, you can still submit the offer through the agent or through the property management company and just send it to them. But that is a good strategy. Just do the keyword by owner.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I thought there was a tab that you found, but I'm like there is, but yeah, that's a good idea. I would recommend that as well. If you have too many leads, like this has 2,800. Of course, I can't call all these leads right now, so let me filter it. You filter it by owner, it goes down to like 400. So that's a good strategy. That's awesome, man. I didn't know that as I didn't do that as well, so I don't teach that. So thanks for sharing. That's a good strategy. So for rent, by owner, you're getting leads, and then Facebook Marketplace. So
yeah.
are you getting leads any other way?
Uh, I
Yep.
do use I do use prop wire some, but I lately between the two, I was getting so many that I
Yeah.
was getting lost in the getting to each one. So
Yep.
I
You have a good problem. You have a
yeah,
good problem. Like a lot of people, there's a lot of people struggling to say, I can't find any good leads to make an offer, where you have the problem of I can't even do prop wire because I got too many leads to call, right? So that's a great problem to have where you have too many leads where you can't even hit prop wire, right?
yeah.
That's awesome, man. Awesome, man. I appreciate your time. Anything else what I want to do here is just like instead of just showing success closings, I want to, go to where people are maybe struggling and help them out so we can help other people that are maybe in the same spot as you, um uh struggling on the negotiation piece of it, right?
Yeah.
Anything else I can help you with, man?
Not at the moment, but I do appreciate everything that you've done.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Curtis. God bless you, man.
God bless you too.
And we'll follow up again next week and go over how everything's going, okay?
Okay, sounds good.